हाय, आज है क्वीन जुबली प्लैटिनम का वीकेंड, द लास्ट डे ऑफ द सेलिब्रेशन। और हम आ गए हैं ग्रीन पार्क। ग्रीन पार्क से जैसे ही बाहर निकले हैं, यहाँ पर है रिट्स और ये है मेरी सिस्टर। हाय। और अब हम चल रहे हैं बकिंगम पैलेस की तरफ, क्योंकि वहाँ पर है कुछ सेलिब्रेशन। आज जो है फाइनल डे है, सो लेट्स गो। हम वॉक करके जा रहे हैं बकिंगम पैलेस की तरफ। काफ़ी भीड़ है, देख सकते हैं, सारे लोग वॉक कर रहे हैं। वॉक करते हुए हमें दिखाई दिया यहाँ पर फेमस स्टैच्यू which is written as HM Queen Elizabeth II. Okay, so this is where we are still walking and we are getting closer and closer. So the Hyde Park is closed today because there's a lot of celebrations going inside and there I have put some screens. तो हम जा रहे हैं स्क्रीन की तरफ. Let's see. ये back side of this famous statue and the gate. और यहाँ पर है कुछ बिल्डिंग्स जिसमें काफ़ी सारा डेकोरेशन है. तो अभी पूरे विक्टोरिया, हाइड पार्क, ह्यूस्टन, एवरीवेयर इज ब्यूटीफुली डेकोरेटेड. So we are still walking now. There are another famous statues. That's the gate entrance. Let's go there. So अब हम चल रहे हैं और काफ़ी रश है. यहाँ पे सारे एस्कॉर्ट्स हैं जो एवरी टाइम बता रहे हैं किधर वॉक करना है, कहाँ जाना है. सो नाउ वी आर गोइंग इन. So, अब हम लोग आ चुके हैं पार्क में, जहाँ पे लगे हुए हैं काफ़ी बड़े स्क्रीन एंड एवरीवेयर. यहाँ पर हैं पीपल अपने डेकोरेशन के साथ, अपने चेयर्स, खाना एंड as there.
It must feel so special to be part of it. It really does. And what we also want is that there are incredible young people in Coventry who've never had the
स्क्रीन की तरफ. और यहाँ पे है काफ़ी सारे गार्ड्स जो एस्कॉर्ट करेंगे वे इन एंड आउट एंड एवरीथिंग दैट यू वांट टू नो. वहाँ लगा हुआ है स्क्रीन और स्क्रीन पर है फुल व्यू. जो अभी हाइड पार्क में अंदर करंटली सेलिब्रेशन हो रहा है, वहाँ पर एंट्री काफ़ी बंद है. So, हम भी जा रहे हैं उधर ही. लेट्स सी अगर एंट्री मिल जाती है. जब तक आइए देखते हैं द स्क्रीन पे क्या हो रहा है. काफ़ी बड़ी क्यू है. So, ये है व्यू.
It's focused on the creativity and the potential, oh my word, of young people and the power of unity and community.
और मैं वॉक कर रही हूँ स्क्रीन की तरफ. Let's see a closer look. जो कि मैं देख सकती हूँ लाइव.
Heliosphere there at front, the balloon.
Balloon's just incredible, isn't it? Look at the size of it.
I feel there may be more stunts, Claire, if you want to look away.
So now this is the
Give us everybody out here today. Give us a wave. Give me a wave. Give me a wave.
Oh my God.
And underneath that balloon we had Andrew Tattoo Pole Boy Headman. Well, Gregory, I should say, Andrew Gregory, known as Tattoo Pole Boy. Now, if we look towards Buckingham Palace, we will see that the royal standard has been raised. And that means Her Majesty the Queen is here.
So the Queen has now come.
Of course, we weren't sure whether Her Majesty would make it today. We've been waiting to hear word from Buckingham Palace. That flag is the flag we all wanted to see today.
But 90 urban dancers from the Tottenham-based group Steppers surrounding the float here.
All between the ages of 5 and 17. They're a community street dance company. You'll also see, moving around the truck, a group of wheelchair athletes.
Wheelchair basketball, a really big sport, but also wheelchair rugby, and this autumn season. And the last section of this part of the pageant is the thank you dance. And it is a huge thank you to the Queen, but also that thank you paid by people to whom I think we owe huge thanks, key workers who have played an essential role during the pandemic. And the Tower Queen there, Yewande Kanike, a volunteer. And there are so many people within this section who have stepped up and looked after other people, put other people before themselves, and really are the heart of a wonderful community. Young people as well who are taking on the challenges of protecting the planet, and 14 silk flags carried by 28 key workers.
Key workers leading the performance. And what we have here is young people, young performers from Thurrock, Milton Keynes and London carrying those silk scarves.
Her Majesty the Queen has made such a point of thanking these key workers over the past 2 years. We've seen her, whether that's in video messages, Zoom calls, and of course in her birthday honours list as well. So many of these key workers have been rightly awarded and thanked for the incredible work that they've done. It was meant to rain last night, it didn't. Nothing is going to rain on Her Majesty's parade.
I have been checking the weather every single day for about 2 weeks.
But it's hand-woven silk that Kinetica has been using since 2017. It comes from West Bengal. And what beautiful, glorious colours. And what a lovely message to finish with. And I know the hope of the co-chairs was to convey the remarkable story of social and political development and economic progress that had transformed the world during Her Majesty's 70 years as head of the Commonwealth and as our Queen. And I think that has been displayed, but also just the joy, the energy, the positivity, the carnival atmosphere, the sounds, the sights. And you can see how much the youngsters in the Royal Box have enjoyed it. And it is certainly not over yet. We have Ed Sheeran still to perform. And as we know, the Queen is here. She is at Buckingham Palace. The balcony appearance will be very, very special indeed.
But a fitting final section of the pageant, as we say, public service.
I wonder if the crowds have clocked that the standard's gone up. Took them a while before they realised she was on the balcony of the Queen. That true thing.
Well, the way they are about to rush down the Mall and the barriers being put across, I suspect word has got out.
Fast.
So as I say, an awful lot still to come from the pageant. The final piece of the puzzle, the final part of this 4-day celebration of our remarkable Queen. And the Prince of Wales and Prince George really, really enjoying it. And all of the younger members of the royal family. I think this has been, it's been fabulous for them because they wouldn't know anything about the 60s and 70s, why would they? And the characters on the buses, and the buses now taking another turn around the Queen Victoria Memorial, they get another chance to see them and be explained to, by their parents and grandparents of who everybody is and what they represent.
In the 80s.
Well, I also think that's why the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge wanted to take Prince George and Princess Charlotte to Cardiff yesterday. This is what Mummy and Daddy do when we go off to work, and it's important they understand, particularly for Prince George, because this is one day what he's going to do.
So as I say, Ed Sheeran still to come, and an awful
team for what has been an extraordinary pageant. 220 volunteers making it happen. We saw 200 horses at the beginning. There we are, the buses, the celebrities still waving. 7,800 of a performing cast, and an estimated 1 billion people watching this spectacle all around the world. And as we mentioned, for the first time this afternoon, we are hoping to see Her Majesty. We have seen the royal standard raised over Buckingham Palace just a few minutes ago, as Claire mentioned. And we're hoping that along with Her Majesty will be the 3 heirs appearing together on the balcony, the Prince of Wales.
That's very nice, very nice.
And do you agree with Amanda and me that that is somebody who's taking a degree of joy in clothes?
Yeah, this is why it obviously takes confidence to wear that colour.
That she wore to marry Prince Philip in. Take us through a little bit of the detail of that incredible wedding dress.
Well, as you said, designed by Sir Norman Hartnell. She apparently was very involved in it. He created 8 final sketches, and she took a bit of one and another, and the embroidery was very symbolic of
oh wow, Mirror Sister.
the nations of the Commonwealth, the nations of the Commonwealth, yes. A beautiful embellishment and embroidery, and yet the charming story of the government granting her more of her rations, her clothing rations, to create this beautiful gown.
Yes, and I think throughout the years, if we look beyond that, I want to ask you about hats. Now, hats are a tricky thing, and the Queen of...
It's all about that.
Let's take a look at some of the fashion that we've seen then over the last 4 days. I would think that probably it was the service of Thanksgiving on Friday morning where we really saw the big guns come out in terms of the beauty of the outfits that were worn. I'm thinking immediately of the Duchess of Cambridge in that I'm going to call it a Malfi lemon yellow, because it just brought sunshine into the St. Paul's, didn't it?
It cut.
Hi, let's go, sister.
Dressed by Amelia Whitson.
Thanks for watching. Thank you.
Beautiful Philip Tracy hat.